friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, but especially advanced field command and battlefield tactics. And we continue to look for sieges here in our side series here, this Epic Siege side series. And I noticed these tracks in Aserai territory after I took one of their castles. Seems they don't appreciate me wading deep into their territory here and taking Medeni Castle. It has a very small garrison and a handful of militia, but we have our stout army of about 500 elite troops. It's not all tier 5. There are some tier 4, but this is a very stacked army, and of course we have our elite companions. In fact, I was thinking I had to do a few upgrades here, punch a few upgrades in here, and then we will investigate these tracks. But I'm willing to bet it's not bandits. I'm willing to bet this is an Aserai force. We are very deep in their territory, and of course we are looking for trouble. And it seems we have found it here. Istiona. And she has a very powerful force of some 2,700 plus Aserai ready to engage us here in this challenge. So in this challenge we are just looking for castles that'll be interesting to defend. I took a couple of Aserai castles. One of them had kind of a run-of-the-mill layout. This one had a much more interesting layout. And so I've put a little bit of a garrison there. It was really just the troops that the garrison created on its own. And we've finally roused a sizable Aserai force here. And indeed, they are beelining right for us. That is a huge force. Alright, so we're going to build some counter siege here, some flaming catapults, as more forces seem to be joining this gal, Istiona. And we are going to prepare for a siege here. We've already had some great epic siege in this series, and this looks to be potentially another one here. Over 3,000 Aserai. The fucks continue to stream in here as they build their siege. They're starting with the ram. And it looks like we're going to be outnumbered 5-1. Actually worse than 5-1. See the garrison here is kind of a mix. There's a handful of good troops in there and then a handful of scrubs. 4,000 Aserai. People often ask me, you know, how on earth do you get such gigantic battles? Well, it's a function of many things, but part of it is simply our very late game campaign. It's very difficult for a lord to even gather that large of an army, but when you have mature kingdoms, this is what you get, right? This is, look at the date. It's 1155, and then look at the date of the game you're playing. This is literally 50 or 60 years past that date. So we'll use normal player damage here, and we wade into yet another castle defense here. Yeah, check this castle out. I actually wandered around this on foot. It's one of the great features is you can get up close and personal. So they have, looks like siege ladders over on the right side. There's this interior keep, which we're going to try to defend. Over here, there's walls that can be positioned with archers, and then there's a small like back escape gate that we may have to bail through if things get ugly. Now they got a siege tower over here on the left. And like a lot of our castle sieges, when the castle is large like this and bifurcated, I'm going to focus our defense in one area and then try to have units assigned to another area to defend it autonomously, like a machine or a robot. So over here, let's see, these guys, the 1st infantry is, I'm probably going to assign them gate duty. I've got the 6th skirmishers here. I almost always set them up on a flank. I have been taking note that a lot of people think skirmishers and archers should be on the left flank, but in a castle defense like this, it has more to do with the elevational advantage. I'll be able to put them up on one of those elevated ramparts, and that'll function better. So this is the 1st infantry. They're going to be assigned gate duty here. The gate, of course, is almost always the most important object to defend in a castle, right? The enemy can pour through in gigantic numbers, and we can't allow that. Over here, I've got the 3rd infantry, and you see they have a couple ramps down. Actually, They may not have any other ramps down there. They may have their only access might be out of this little castle door. So we'll assign them an archer corps, the fourth archer corps, and they have 30 infantrymen in a square there to kind of. The idea is I'm just sort of hoping that can hold out and buy us some time until we sort of figure out what we're gonna do with this courtyard. So I like to have a second division, and then I have the 6th. The 6th is also skirmishers, and we'll put them up on this top wall here. These guys can throw javelins, right? Every single guy there, or almost, I see a legionnaire, and almost all of them have javelins. That makes them highly potent, and they're a break glass in case of emergency sort of division in this battle. The archers, look at that. That's beautiful positioning there. Whoops, I just fucked their positioning up. And then we'll put another band of archers here. Those guys may not have the best line of sight. I got to reconfigure my archers here. Sometimes when you fiddle with the units, it knocks them out of order. And then what else do I have? I have the 8th Corps. So the 8th Corps will probably work. I wish I could get them to wrap around the outside of that circular wall, but let's have them in the courtyard as well. They can be spread. They can hold the left flank, or at least they can provide some enfilade fire. I think this is actually better. Yeah, it's hard to get troops to form in like a circle around the edges of a keep like that. And let's see what we got going on here, right? I've got my wall there. The 1st Division can definitely hold the front gate. Shit, no, don't charge. You gotta be careful with your commands. The 2nd Corps is here. They can be in a nice strong shield wall ready to charge. The 6th is back there. And let's have these guys hold fire. Let's not have them firing javelins until the moment is right, until the battle is getting desperate. Skirmishers either usually have 4, 5, or 10 javelins, and so in this case I want to conserve ammunition. We've got, I don't know this keep very well, like I said, I just wandered it, you know, maybe an hour before fighting this battle. I don't have much experience with the Aserai. I was going to do a campaign with the Aserai, and then I got kind of running on some of these side series, and it keeps getting delayed. A lot of people want to see an Aserai campaign, or at least a full campaign from me. I don't know why. I don't know why you want to watch me fumble around a campaign, but evidently people want to see that. Let's see what we got here for range. Okay, we're going to do some major damage here with the catapult. Where's their siege tower? I don't even see their siege tower. They had one siege tower built. It was on this left side. Ah, shit, there it is. It's already out of fucking line of sight. It's around the corner there. We can't get a shot off on it. We're just going to have to focus on killing as many troops here as we can. We're going to fire this catapult until the enemy's within throwing range, and then as usual I'm going to break out my NBA free throw skills and try to lay up some kills on the enemy. You can see we're already unable to shoot this infantry coming in. I can maybe get 1 or 2 shots off at these archers here, but pretty soon it's going to be time for... God damn it. It's going to be time for lobbing some rounds down by hand. I think one more shot here. So fuck. So they've got a siege tower on that left side. That's very bad. God damn it. Alright, I'm missing a lot. This typically tends to be more accurate. Of course, the troops are closer, so we're going to be able to lob some fireballs down on their ass. And we hit the ram there, but we still got a couple. They're going to have siege ladders over here on the left. I'm watching for those guys to come up in a mass. And of course, like normal, none of this stuff is that dynamic. If you're not doing this in Siege, right, this is just automatic stuff. When you have these fucking flaming fireball things and you can kill 10 elite troops at once, you know, I don't proclaim to be Alexander with these tactics here. All right, the motherfuckers are coming up these ladders here on the right. It's time to bombard these fucks. I typically wait until they're compacted, right? You don't want to kill 3 guys. You can lob that ball straight up in the sky and rain it down the guys at the gate. That's more like it. Look at how compacted these guys are. They got a fucking sign over there. I just read it. It's in Aserai language, but it says, "Kill me, please." So we will comply. I thought that was an enemy at first. This guy's running back trying to grab all the bombs. The 6th Corps might might see some pressure there. The enemy's pouring up the ladders there, and I don't have a division that can meet them on the walls. I didn't want any units on the walls here because I knew they would, yeah, like that. I knew they would get smoked by archers. But look at the skirmishers and archers in the courtyard going to work here. We can add our javelins here to the carnage and really reduce this elite push on our right flank. You can see the arrows. These guys have a very good bead on them already. We're lighting them up with javelins. I see there's fucks starting to stack up in the castle there, in the tower over there. I bet they're doing that to make a rush attempt. Oh shit, I told these guys to attack and they're running away from the gate. Now attack. Get back to the gate, motherfuckers. Alright, good. The first division is charging the gate. We're going to try to grab those... Ah, shit, my horse is running around in here. We're going to try to grab some of these stones, chuck a few more on the head of the enemy. Again, this is all a dance that, as you get more experience with castles, if you're not to the stage already, these are just automatic things you should do. Look at how badly the enemy's bottled up here, and we're simply going to rain down death on this trapped enemy. I'm killing lords, we're killing palace guards without any risk, and we can just basically kill them with absolutely no... Oh shit! There's fucking enemies here. Fucking palace guards behind me and shit. Did not expect that. There's another one. There's fucking legionnaire coming after me. Fuck you too. Alright, well, evidently it's not without risk. We've got the enemy surging up here. I'm hitting my own guys now. There's not enough enemies left to kill. So I think it's time to get down there and join our boys in the courtyard. Now, this whole time I'm thinking about that far left side of the keep, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. I just have to hope they hold out. The second division is ready here. These guys have a lot of javelins too. The second division is throwing javelins. There's a lot of militia mixed in with my divisions here. That's a bad sign. You see all these guys with fucking rags and those turbans or whatever the fuck they're called. I apologize if you're Muslim or of the Arabic culture. I'm not trying to be racist here. I don't know what they're called. And let's take a peek here. We've got a second. This front gate is held up pretty nicely. I want to see. I hear, and you can just hear and see death spam from the other side. There's all kinds of yelling and screaming over there. Now there's a wave of death. So the enemy's really starting to fuck up our flank over there. I see them pounding on the square, but it's doing its job, right? These guys are still firing catapults? I wonder if I can hit a guy from here. That would be sick. Not quite. Alright, I hear noise now down at the gate also. Where's the guys? Oh, fuck. Yeah, these guys ran out. That's a commander problem. That's a mistake by me. Hopefully I didn't fuck us there. They rushed out, of course, because they're on charge, right? These guys are like fucking rabid war dogs in that situation. They'll charge all right. They'll charge all the way to the fucking enemy's reinforcement spawn and get killed. Hopefully we can recover quite a few of them. Now here comes the enemy pursuing them. And it looks like I lost most of my fucking division there. Fuck. The 8th Corps is over here. There's some strong companions. They're going to help me hold here. But we may need to get the 2nd Division brought in here early. Depends on how big of an enemy surge is here. With the ram on the other side there, I'm just not sure how many enemies going to come from the other direction. There's a possibility that all of a sudden we get the enemy pouring in behind us here because I'm not paying attention to it. I can't. You know, we're too busy here. There's an onslaught up these ladders. I should stop throwing javelins and just no chance to make a hit. We'll collect some of these javelins. We've got the 2nd Division here. I think we're going to have to use them as the new square. But basically, I just have to watch for the other side over there to see if things start to break down. And then I guess we'll take that motherfucker. Get off our line. We will adjust as necessary if they start pouring in the other direction. That's going to be messy if that happens. I don't actually know what division those guys are in. They're motherfucking enemies pouring up here. Fuck you guys. I'm definitely gonna have to fight a lot. This whole series is not a series I can just sit back and you know, just command my units. We're obviously going to be doing a lot of command, but in a battle like this where the enemy's fucking pouring in, it's chaos, things are breaking down, I've got to fight. That's all there is to it. I think it also adds to the epic layer of this siege, though. It makes it feel like a fucking crazy epic battle. There's fucking lords chasing after me. This guy fucking slashing at me. I got the 6th up here. I want them to throw javelins, though, so I'm going to put them at skirmish range and tell them to open fire. And hopefully all I see is just javelins just wailing away at the enemy. Look at this guy. He's just standing there. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think that guy's bugged. But he's acting as bait, so he's not worthless. And look at the javelins, just destroyed every single Aserai in the courtyard. Shit, the enemy's now fucking on the ramparts, fucking up our archers up here. Oh, shit. Well, there's the... Fuck, now they're pouring through the gate. These battles tend to be very hectic, and this is no different. The enemy is just fucking pouring through. There's troops everywhere I look. This is a major breach. Fuck. I got to get the 6th in a square and hope it can plug up that gate. Yeah, they're just charging, so I'm going to have to physically drag them. This is something I've learned. You tell them to follow me, and you drag the square until you can target it right there. Now we got to clean up all these troops that escaped, right? The square should slow the tide of enemies, but a fuckload of troops just poured through. The 8th Corps is going to work here. These guys are earning their bread. We got this fucking very stubborn troops attacking me in this battle, and these guys have. They've done a beautiful job jamming up the gate. God, these units are taking a lot of damage. These Aserai definitely have some very powerful lords. I mean, I'm seeing guys taking 100 damage and they just keep on going. So those archers are reduced to 18. Let's pull them down here into the courtyard where we can protect them a little better. These guys have this covered up well. Now, the question is what's happening on the other side, right? Why am I seeing so much death spam? Is that happening on the other side? Right, it can't be here because I'm not seeing it. The only thing they have is right at the gate here. So the left side of the keep sounds like it's breaking loose and giving way. I like when they call me a devil. That's right, motherfucker. I don't think you want to fight the devil. Okay, so they actually have reinforcements. So there's a bunch of infantry and a bunch of reinforcements there. That's interesting. So the reinforcements, instead of coming to us here in the courtyard, went to the other side. I think that's bad. I think that means that there's slaughter over there. So I'm gonna... This is the only way I can see over there, is to climb this fucking tower. It's just a necessary thing, though, as a commander. Yeah, they're being totally overrun. Fuck. There's no infantry support at all. I think we got to bring these guys to us. As suicidal as that sounds, our forces being divided here is fatal. Those guys have no infantry support. I can at least get them in the courtyard here, where our other units will be able to support them. This is a very bad situation. The death spam says it all, right? Our militia is being destroyed. I keep getting lost. I just don't know these castles very well. Like I said, this is my first ever siege defense in an Aserai Castle. There's already a giant pile of bodies here in the courtyard. It's already been very bloody, but I don't think we're done yet. Not by a long stretch. The enemy's starting to pour in through the front gate here too. So here's the thing, just bringing those archers here, that doesn't mean that we're just good to go. You know what's going to be following these fucks is rabid Aserai forces coming from the other direction. So we need to prepare for that. Oh shit, I have an infantry division that just came in reinforcements, the 1st division. Alright, so we're going to use the 1st to block the other door in a square. We're going to bring these archers into the courtyard, and we are kind of trapped in here now, but at least we'll have a square at both entrances. This is definitely a first for me. I've never done something like this before. These are all our guys. These are all archers coming in. It's like a scrum, though. There's enemy forces mixed in with them. These are infantry. That's the 1st division in a square. I thought I told them to go into a square. All right, they can block up that entrance there. Fuck, but the main gate is now starting to burst. So it's like we're trapped in here with angry Aserai on the other side, and our main gate here is starting to burst. Fuck. What is that meme where there's that dog? This is fine? That's what this feels like. This is fucked. There's a huge amount of Aserai now closing in on both sides of us. Alright, let's move that square through here, and I've changed of plans. I'm going to push these units over to our right flank, and then we're actually going to try to fight our way through to the other side where the Aserai are coming from. This is crazy, but this is what we got to do. We're going to try to push through this now. Okay, most of them came in the courtyard here. Let's get through. 4th, 5th, 8th, and 7th, and then we're going to slowly drag this square out of here while we try to fucking beat feet and make a retreat here. This is not, you know, routing. This is a tactical retreat. Look at that square is being fucking swarmed. What is this shit? Okay, these are reinforcements, and they're high level. Thank God. I was sick of seeing militia. I was like, where the fuck is our elite army? I must have the settings on homogeneous, which gives you a mix of units, both strong and weak. Now this is setting up beautifully. If we could jam that gate, and there's no enemies behind us here, at least not now, these archers here have elevation. They're going to be able to absolutely machine gun fire the enemy coming through this gate. Come on, square, get in here. I'm trying to get this square to get through this door. Even just slightly offset like that should really slow the flood of enemies coming through here. And now these archers can go to work. Oh yeah. All I hear is crossbowmen firing. Just click, 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 click. People getting killed left and right. There's a handful of troops coming from the other side, but nothing yet of major concern. I've got to keep an eye on this back door though. I just see reinforcements popping up too. The question is how many come up that backside, right? That's going to make this extremely difficult. Our archers are protected. They've got a beautiful line of sight. Basically, we have a death factory here. Look at these enemies. They're running right in. They can't get by this square, or it's not easy to get by this square, and they are getting absolutely eviscerated here by archer fire. Crossbow fire. This is nasty. Can't really see, this palm tree's in my way, but I still kicked a guy and killed him. The enemy looks like they want to rout, but this is way too early for them to consider routing. I know they have a lot of troops. Oh fuck, it is breaking down in the back. All right, we're gonna let's see, I got one division here. We're gonna have to pull another division closer here to support them. I've got four different archer divisions to work with here, and this is again why you always hear me emphasize the value in 3 or 4 or 5 divisions. I mean, preferably 8. I wish I had 8 right here because I'd set up enfilade fire on the walls. But I'm gonna basically have to help these guys. Now, I'm not concerned right now about the other side, right? That square, I can just tell from the death spam, is gonna hold out just fine. And I've got archer support here. So unless the tide of enemies from this side gets enormous, I think we're in good shape here.
Arrows! Move forward! Stop loose formation!
Yeah, there are a lot of enemies starting to fucking pour up this. Die, you bastard! Starting to pour up this side. Fortunately, we got some javelins left. I was judicious with my use earlier in the javelins, and that's gonna pay off because the enemy is starting to pour this way. These are fucking archers mixed with fucking Mamluk guards. The enemy still has tier 4 and tier 5 units. And now they're starting to home in on me with their shields, motherfuckers. Die, you bastard! The archers, though, are keeping these guys from eviscerating me too badly. God, they are stubbornly blocking everything, though. I gotta keep an eye, though, on that gate down there. That's the key to this whole strategy. If the enemy starts pouring through that gate down there, we're lost. So far, so good. This courtyard right here might work for an absolutely even more nasty device to kill. I'm losing some troops here at the gate. It's down already 20 from where it was, so it's kind of the slow creep, but they're eating the square, just sort of the slow creep of guys pounding on it over and over again. It's not, you know, it's not losing strength rapidly, but it's not going to be able to hold out forever. So I'm already working on a contingency plan. That courtyard, if I pull the square towards the center of it and have archers on the flank, I think we can set up an even worse death factory than this. The AI is starting to have a hard time. There's so many fucking dead bodies and units attacking and shit. It's chaos back here. Hopefully we don't start getting freezing. I've had battles that flat out froze, like the AI just couldn't handle all the chaos. This kind of battle, you could definitely see it freeze. It'd be a shame because this has been an amazing siege defense so far. Yeah, it's definitely starting to stutter here. I think that, I don't know for sure, maybe you guys know, I think that stuttering has to do with AI pathfinding, right? This is a complex keep. There's multiple ways to get to us right now. They're trying to figure out basically the best way. The AI is basically trying to figure out how to solve this problem, right? And you can tell they're sending up troops through this back way, and they're all catching, every single one of them is catching a javelin in the neck. But you can tell it's also fucking with the AI's ability to process it all. I apologize for these. Hopefully this doesn't last very long. Yeah, as you can see, the enemy's coming around these side areas. Fuck you. Now they're coming up in coordinated shield walls. Speaking of a shield, I want a shield. You devil. That's right. I'm gonna kill 300 of you fucks in this battle. That's what a devil does. Alright, our archers are doing good work here. But it's still tenuous, right? The enemy's absolutely starting to pour through our back door here. If they start really building up on our archers here, we're lost. The archers are the key to this whole strategy here. We've got that fucking death ball down there. And as long as that holds okay, I see more losses occurring down there, though. I think we'll be all right. Do some work in here. Basically, everywhere I go, of course, I'm trying to fucking reduce the enemy resistance. They're starting to push around the edge of this fucking square. This square is starting to break down. Fuck. All right, it's time to pull units to me, and we're going to use archers here to try to jam this dike. The enemy is really starting to break through here. This is a major problem. Let's get the 4th Corps in here and have them attack. The square is down to like 20 guys. Fuck, it's bad. I don't know. Fuck, they're just absolutely pouring through and I can't stop them. I can't kick 100 guys back. Fuck. Alright, 4th Corps is charging. Let's get the 7th also up here. If I can get the 7th in here, maybe we can jam this dike up. The square is down to like fucking 20 guys. The enemy's streaming by me. They look like shoplifters trying to get out of fucking Walmart without their receipt being checked. Show me your receipt, bitch! I know you guys don't have receipts. The penalty for no receipts is death. Alright. Alright, a little momentary glitch there is that... What do we got going on here? The enemy's fucking attacking us from... We've got reinforcements in a big block. It's the 8th Corps. It's really starting to stall now. Okay, our back door seems clear. We just got a big tranche of Battanian Fiend Champs. This might be what I need to have a more lethal death ball here. I've got 2 very strong archer divisions now. This is working, but as you saw there, the square just melts eventually, right? The onslaught of all these troops eventually just melts a square. If I can get enfilade fire from 2 different archer divisions, God, this square just melted. It's chaos. I've got this other infantry division. We can move them towards there in a square, and it's a major scrum again. The enemy's just fucking pouring through. It's fucking beautiful carnage. All right, I just saw a huge block of our elite infantry just march to the gate. Hopefully those guys can bottle it up or at least stem the tide here. Look at the archery fire. Oh my god. That is savage. There's like 60 or 70 high-ranked archers on this fucking hill, absolutely obliterating everything in sight. Let's try to get the most optimal spread here of these guys. And I'm still concerned about the back. If all of a sudden there's 100 enemies, we can just be sandwiched and this whole siege will go bad in a hurry. I've got the 1st and 4th Division. Incredibly, I think some of those are original troops from the very first, from the beginning of this battle. Now look at that enfilade fire. This is what I mean. Look at, I opened up the flank for the enemy and they're getting completely eviscerated. I mean, they're dying so fast, the whole right side of the screen is just full of them dying. And no allied deaths, right? Because they're dying so quick, they literally can't swing their sword. I thought you were one of them, buddy. This is savage right here. A fucking total death factory. This fucking battle is over. Look at the enemies pouring in, and they're just fucking bottled up here, and they are absolute pigs to the slaughter here. I think we still will try this enfilade assault here. It's a little bit risky at this stage in the battle, but I think we're going to be able to pull this off. And if this works, it's just going to be an absolute destructive enfilade fire for the enemy here. And they will be utterly destroyed. Look at the 2nd Corps. It's just holding the line here while our archers lay waste. See, all these archers are not shooting? I want all of these archers shooting. To get that to happen, we need our archer divisions opposing each other. All these guys that are just standing there. It's working though, right? This is the slow creep. I don't think this enemy can get through this. Nevertheless, we're going to tempt fate here. We're going to try some tactics here. The enemy's bottled up. They are fucking dead men. I mean, they're definitely not getting through that. You see any guys that straggle through, it's like, show me your receipt, motherfucker. I know you're a shoplifter. All right. Let's try this shit. These series are an exhibition. This is not my campaign. If this was my campaign here, I would sit on the dirt and wait a really long time until the enemy was all dead. Don't freeze on me now, baby. All right, let's do this. Let's do some tactics. We're going to move the square back. We're going to move archers into enfilade fire here. Even more of these guys are being exposed to arrows.
Archers, move! Archer, move! Move forward! Soldier, move!
Square to one side. We've got 2 supporting divisions on the others. The retreat's going to be a little bit tenuous. We'll probably lose, I don't know, we'll probably lose 10 or 20 guys on the retreat. But if we can set this up right, my God, is it going to be destructive. Damn, there's a lot more enemies here than I thought. It's just a fucking tide of the enemy. $137 damage that guy took. Motherfuckers. Yeah, now they're magnetized to the square and the arrows are raining in now. Look at the arrows. I mean, it's just arrows flying over my head like as fast as I can. I mean, it's a massacre. I'm going to help these handful of archers prevent these guys from tearing into our archers too bad. They're actually starting to ignore the square. God, it's a lot of troops. I'm going to drag the square. We're going to try to cut off some of these troops retreating here. If I can drag the square a little bit more towards the center here, it'll slow down this tide of enemy pouring through. Now look at the death spam. Just absolute fucking crossfire to doom. And it worked. The enemy's just like, fuck that. Whatever's going on there. They are dying at such a rapid rate. Look at them running. They're out of here. This fucking battle is over. Let's stack up some more of their bodies here. Those that escape can tell the rest of the Aserai about the wrath of our clan. We won't kill them all. We'll leave some of them to be messengers. We want some guys to report the mayhem and slaughter here. What a fucking siege. That might have been one of the most bloody sieges I've ever had. I mean, it's just an absolutely fucking graveyard. Look at how many bodies there are. My God. This guy, he's fucking levitating. He's David Blaine. Oh my God. If violence can be beautiful, this was a fucking beautiful episode. The lighting is really strange. I think this is from one of the mods I'm using, the Time Pass mod. I think that's why the colors are all, I don't know what you want to call them. They're like infrared fucking yellow or something like that. I don't know how it's showing up. Maybe it's just my monitor, but the colors are, it's actually really, I think it's actually really cool, but if you don't like it, let me know. All right, well, 37, what, 30, well, the reason they routed is because they were all dead. Look, only a couple hundred troops made it out of here. The rest all died. What is that, 3,600, 3,700 died here? Another 467 fucking men put in the grave by Zuvan. I think we just maxed a few more of our categories, their tactics or whatever. Of course our tactics are matched. They got to be maxed at this stage. Our companions did some nice work here, but all in all, this was another fantastic epic siege. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that shit, because that was a thrill. It was so tenuous. The guys were coming from both sides there at multiple points. Fuck me, that was gnarly. That's what makes a great siege, though. A little bit of stress, right? If you're just sitting back lobbing grenades all day and you got 1,000 archers destroying everything in sight, it's just not that interesting. Believe it or not, you know, you're only seeing probably a quarter of the sieges that we have for this series. I'm filtering out, you know, the sieges that were interesting but not that interesting, right? We're not going to load a bunch of mediocre material here. I know your time is precious, and I appreciate your time, fellas. I'm not trying to waste your time here with repetitive sieges or sieges that just aren't that interesting. We're doing this, like I said, the last handful of episodes to show the loot. You know, we get legendary piercing arrows here. There's a few things of worth, but nothing all that exciting, especially for someone in a late game campaign. All right, well, I plan on continuing this series for a little while, at least while I continue to have interesting sieges, right? I'm just roaming the map, narrating as I go, and if we find interesting sieges, you fellas know I'm going to load them to this channel. Let me know what you think of this series. Let me know what you think of this fucking siege. How about that? And please comment and like and all that kind of good stuff. It brings more people to the channel, to the community. I appreciate you fellas, and I will see you guys next time.